Well, thought I'd make a video on morel mushroom hunting, at least what has worked for me in the past. I'm out in one of my spots. I believe it's way too early this year for this area to be producing morels, but you never know. You got to get out, you got to start looking if you're going to find them. You don't want to miss them. Anyways, I wanted to show you guys just a few of the things that help me find morels. And a lot of people tell you need to identify trees. There's one thing about identifying trees: you can find the right tree. You can look around that tree at the right time and not find any morels. The right tree, the right terrain doesn't guarantee you finding these mushrooms. I have, over the years, figured out they will grow wherever they want to germinate. I have found them in grasses, out in the wide open, underneath brush. I've found them everywhere. But there are some rules of thumb that help improve your odds of finding morels. And one is the trees I'm standing in right now. I don't know the proper names of these trees, but right here, look at this bark. See this bark? It's flaky. It has the horizontal fruit tree type lines, and I believe it's called a wild cherry or a black cherry in my area, but it doesn't really matter to me what it's called. Is this right here is the type of tree I've had most success in my area of Michigan of finding morels around. If I look down on the ground, I will find a lot of leaves. Let me pick some dried leaves up. Right here is a leaf that's similar to what I would call an aspen shaped leaf style. Here's another different one. This is probably off a little scrub bush, but it's aspen styled leaves. So you have your elms, your popples, your apple trees, your wild cherry, black cherry trees, birch trees. All those trees have aspen style shaped leaves. At least to me, that's how I view it. That's a half a leaf. So right here is a leaf. That's a pretty good representation. And this tree here is not the type of tree that I typically would say, oh, I find a bunch of those. It's a very soft tree. That doesn't really make a good habitat. But this tree right here, there's another wild cherry. I have found many morels around this tree over the years. Like I say, I think it's way too early for them to be out in this area. There's other spots in Michigan. People are starting to find them, but not in this part of Michigan where I live. They're just not coming up yet. I believe, from what I'm able to figure out and learn from others, is they'll germinate with the ground temperature when it hits, I can't remember, 50 some degrees. And I'm confident, because we've had cold nights in the 30s still, and a lot of 40s, that the ground temperature hasn't obtained the targeted temperature that would cause morels to germinate in large numbers. I could find some. There very well could be some here. They probably wouldn't be very big, but I do know these morels tend to pop up when the ground cover is a lot thicker in this little patch of woods. You can actually see the ground right now. And normally when I'm in here, the ground cover is extremely dense, moderately dense to extremely dense, and you can't see ground. And I got to be pushing weeds around just to find the morels. So here's another tree of that wild cherry. And there's some more. And over here, there's a big one sprouting up, and here's another. So the big ones, the big trees here. That is and this ground is very peaty, like a peat type of dirt. It drains well, and it probably high in nutrients. It's seldom underwater. In fact, it's almost never. Maybe puddles here and there, but the morels don't like it too wet. I've actually found it better in where the water drains. But some years this spot just produces a boatload, and last year didn't hardly get any in here. So anyways, I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what I look for, a little bit of what has worked for me, and I hope for you. You might take this information and get out there and find some morels for yourself. There's only one wrong way to morel hunt, and that's not to do it at all. So get out, get some exercise, enjoy the nature, God's creation. I just love it out here. Anyways, God bless you, and we will connect another day.